Everything is fine now. Why? Because this review is here. That's right, today we have a review for the Special All Might from Banpresto Figure Colosseum. Now, I've not actually opened anything from Figure Colosseum before. I have opened stuff from Age of Heroes, so I'll be looking forward to seeing the difference, if at all this holds. So we'll take a quick look at the box first. Obviously we've got a front-on view of him, along with some kanji I cannot read. And obviously the My Hero Academia thing there. We've got a side-on view with like Hero and Smash? No? Don't know what Sp would be. Cool. We've got a front-on view there. And we've got a side view. I've got to say, I really am digging the box art and stuff. Now, one thing I'm not totally sure of, up here, as you can see, it says Academy. Now, I assume this is like a spin-off link to My Hero Academia, because I'm pretty sure I've heard of Banpresto Figure Colosseum before. I've never heard of Academy, so I don't know if this is a more premium kind of step up from Age of Heroes, or maybe completely different. I do not know. And of course, this is Special All Might. So this is kind of depowered version, as it were, when he runs out of steam. And yeah, we'll get on to why I chose this specifically in a second. And also, we do have some interesting info. Unfortunately, I can't read a lot of these things, but we do have Watanabe X Ren, so that may be the sculptor of this thing. We got it's made of PVC and stuff, and it's part of Bandai Spirits. So I think that's basically it for the preamble. I'm going to go cut into the box now, and we shall release him from his cardboard prison. Hey, there we go. Let's have a look. Is it packaged like the rest of them? It does seem to be. Now, this I've noticed is a little bit heavier than the other ones, and it might just be that this is a larger statue, or it takes up more room, as it were. But a lot of the other ones are quite light. So there we go. We've got the cardboard shell that always comes in. There's nothing else in the box. And we have All Might in his various parts. There's his head, there's his legs, there's his torso, and there's the stand. So, as with the other statues and stuff, I'm going to go ahead and assemble this now, and I'll be right back, and I will take a look at the statue and stuff. Alright, I am back and I have assembled him, and damn, I'm wow, I am pretty damn impressed with this. Right, so let's get on to it. So I've lowered the camera quite a bit here. He is a low down kind of statue, if that makes sense. Obviously he's crouched, that makes sense. So as always, we're going to go take a look at all the details. So the first thing I noticed is the base actually says Academy, and it's really hard to read there. There we are, Academy. That's a lot clearer. So yeah, already I'm kind of digging that. That's clearly shows this is a slightly higher price point, but we'll get on to why that's definitely worth it. So we'll start looking at his boots and stuff. They are pretty darn nice. They're delightfully detailed and stuff, and they've got, I mean, to be fair, Banpresto have been good at this for years now, but they've got the cloth feel right, because this obviously is cloth he's wearing. These boots aren't just made of some like hard plastic. Move that from the background for a sec. There we go. Sorry, that was taking a bit of the focus away, I think. But yeah, and so as we move on to the trousers and stuff, again, that yet again has the kind of ripples and stuff of clear motion going on. And one thing I especially love is, obviously, because he shrunk from the regular All Might kind of proportions, the clothes are a lot baggier on him. And I love that that's kind of come through, like there. You can see just the folds of the clothes just overlapping his boot, where clearly, it's made for a bulkier body type and stuff. And then we'll get round to his belt. So his belt I'd never really picked up on, to be honest. I couldn't have told you All Might wore a belt. But we've even got like little scratches and stuff going on in the back there. And if we go around, it's like an owl face, I guess. I'm really not sure what it is that's going on with this belt, if it's meant to be themed after something or whatever, but really cool. And yet again, we've got a return of that cool, like, baggy, billowy bit of cloth that the belt is keeping up. And then we move on to his arms and stuff, which are, you know, again, following on from every other Banpresto statue I've ever reviewed. The hands and everything are fantastic. You can see the fingernails, like the indentation, the sort of knuckly, bony bits of his hand, the like sinews of his muscles, and the rips are really cool as well. As you can see, that's very dynamic. It doesn't look, you know, very street cut or anything. He really is, you know, just holding out. And then we're going to go around. So the one thing I did notice is this is not perfect detransformation, if that makes sense. So this is clearly I'm trying to place where this was in the series, and I can't really remember. Was this maybe his fight with All For One? I can't quite remember, but as we'll see here, you do get a bit more bulking out with the muscles here compared to here, and that's because he's running out of steam, but he's not fully run out yet. As you can see there, this arm is significantly bulkier than this arm. And that's because that's the last of his power, or ever. He's putting it all into his final smash. And yeah, and that's really cool. Like, and the thing is, from the perspective, it doesn't look strange. Because when I first looked at this, that hand roughly looks like the thickness of that, you know, hand and stuff. But then kind of realize getting closer, like, oh wait, hang on, whoa, this is super bulky, whereas this is like really rail thin. And the final thing then, obviously, is we shall get on to his face, which yet again, oh, man, I'm really digging. And just his hair, his kind of like messy, long blonde hair and stuff. You even got his ears. Man, his ears are proper detailed, fair play. Yeah, and the kind of, well, they're not really rips there. They're kind of, it seems jagged. And obviously you've got, you know, All Might's symbol, as you see on the front there. And yeah, that wraps up like a detailed look at the statue or whatever. I'm going to slowly turn it round now. I need to get one of those turny platform things. But yeah, so that, man. So before I get into my wrap-up review and stuff, the reason I chose this version of All Might is quite simple, to be honest. I prefer this look to regular All Might. I quite like All Might as a character. I really like. I mean, it's hard to be a My Hero fan and not like All Might, but there's just something about his look that's like kind of generic-y and not really a statue I'd want. Like, his design's not that interesting to me. He's a buff guy with big muscles. Like, oh, okay, cool. However, sort of in his de-transformed state, I really like All Might. I don't know why, but I don't know, he just looks a lot cooler and stuff. I think it's like the face, so like angular and stuff he looks. Now, if I am going to really, really, you know, nitpick with this statue, there is one thing that very mildly, I wouldn't even say bothers me, to be honest, but I noticed. If we take a look at the mouth there, it does seem to be slightly kind of cut into the thing. So, like, I don't know, his mouth doesn't fully seem like... It's hard to explain. It looks like his face is a bit of a mask, if that makes sense, because his teeth are set a decent bit away, and his mouth is perfectly square. I mean, admittedly, it fits the aesthetic of My Hero, because everything is very kind of, you know, angular and kind of like, not simplified, but you get what I mean. So I think that may genuinely just be a design thing I'd never picked up on in All Might before, but his mouth, it reminds me a little bit of Iron Man's mask, right, obviously from Marvel. But to be honest, I mean, you know, that's, as I said, it's a tiny nitpick. Also, big kudos there that I'll try and get the angle again, but the blue in his eyes does indeed come through if you look at it. And yeah, so overall, this is a big old statue. I'm going to go grab one of my Age of Heroes My Hero Academia statues just to kind of compare. Alright, yeah, as you can see, I kind of suspected this. But so this is the Age of Heroes Deku, which is the standard kind of size. This seems to be a scale up, if that makes sense, because they don't look horribly out of proportion or whatever, but he is kind of crouched down, and whilst Deku isn't a tall character or whatever, I mean, All Might if he was stood up, like, you know, his chest would be about there. Deku's not quite that short. However, it kind of fits. It's and admittedly it was on me because I hadn't twigged on the fact that this wasn't Age of Heroes. So I pre-ordered this about a year ago, actually, and kind of realised today whilst unboxing him, ooh, he's a big one. But to be honest, he still very much fits the display or whatever. And I may be wrong. If I am, let me know, like, in the comments. I mean, he isn't fully de-transformed yet, I suppose, and All Might, like, in his powered up form, is quite tall. So maybe I'm wrong there. But yeah, I mean, it's not too bad a comparison, even if he is, like, I don't know, maybe Deku's 1/16th, he's 1/114th or something. I don't even know how scales work. No, that doesn't quite make sense. Anyway, forget I said that. Time to wrap up my Banpresto Figure Colosseum Special All Might. Now, I don't usually give, you know, out of scores out of 10, and I'm not going to this time. I would, however, say that if you like this version of All Might, I would highly recommend it. I do think this does run a little bit more expensive. I think, roughly speaking, you're looking at about £15 more than the Age of Heroes figure. So, obviously, you know, you're going to have to drop a little bit more money. But honestly, I think for that, you definitely get some incredible value. This is my first Figure Colosseum figure, so maybe it's just that All Might is really good and the others aren't. But I would highly recommend this to any All Might fan, any My Hero fan. Yeah, he's just it's simple. You know, it doesn't do anything crazy, but it's exactly what you'd want from a skinny All Might statue. I think, like, genuinely, the pose and everything, and I really, really dig the whole asymmetry of, you know, his muscles and stuff. It completely fits the character. It sums up a lot in a very simple package, if that makes sense. There we are, that's the sound bite. Yeah, and that about wraps it up. Thank you very much for watching. Stick around to the end. I'll be doing a small photo collage of different angles of the statue and stuff, so you can get a better look. And maybe I'll throw in a few statues in the background to kind of add scale or whatever. And yeah, if you are interested in My Hero statue reviews as well, I've done 3 in the past. I'll leave like a playlist or something at the end of this video. And yeah, that about wraps it up. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.